It's time for the absolutely... I'm on my way! Completely! I'm almost there! Random! Why are there so many stairs? Podcast! Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, November 7th, 2020. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, as always, here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel, for as long as it stays. And yes, I did not have a fun day. No. Believe me, I didn't have a good day. But anyway, I digress. What exactly am I talking about this week? Well, believe it or not, AnimeJapan 2021 is going to be happening in person and online in March. So, woohoo! For those of you who don't know her, Pokimane, the Twitch streamer that usually hangs out with Disguised Toast playing Among Us, has set a new $5 donation cap, and it's sending ripples throughout the entire internet. Probably Twitch and everything else, because they like her, and there's a whole Simps thing, and people are pissed about it, and yeah, I'll explain. The Game Boy is getting a new game in January of next year. So January 2021, we're going to be introduced to the first new Game Boy game in ages. Holy shit. Believe it or not, the PlayStation 5 is going to launch with no in-store sales. Yeah, that's going to go over well. Hey, do you like Godzilla? Do you like humidifiers? Well, guess what? Apparently, Japan's got you covered with this new Godzilla King of Humidifiers. Actually, it's pretty cool. I watched the video for it. And Sega is asking 650 of its employees to voluntarily leave the company due to their massive losses. I'll explain about that one. Believe me, that one actually touches me. All this and more this week on the absolutely completely random podcast. But of course, this isn't a normal podcast without me saying the following. Well, usually it would be. However, I'm going to skip it this time because of certain issues going on in my life, and it may not be existing much longer. So, yeah, I'm just going to skip it. But hey, you know what? While you're here, why not subscribe to my channel? Ring the notification bell. Give a thumbs up, thumbs down. And while you're at it, check me out over on Twitter at OtakuRhodes. Check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. And just thanks for hanging out. I mean, it means a lot to me. It really, really does. Alright, so this is the part where I talk about how my week went. And I'm just gonna... yeah, let's just get this over with. So, Sunday wasn't too bad. Watched basically some stuff on the Roku, did some of my apps, job hunting, stuff like that. Monday and Tuesday weren't bad either. In all honesty, they really weren't. Wednesday, my supervisor was late because of her alarm not going off, which, you know, that shit happens. You know, it was an accident, basically, and I wasn't mad about it. I wasn't upset about it. It wasn't freezing cold outside, so I wasn't entirely upset. But I did get a piece of good news that we won't be doing overnights this year, apparently. So I was, like, really excited about that. And then the store manager's trying to convince me to do overnights. And, yeah, with what happened today, that's definitely no longer even going to be an option for me because I am not comfortable anymore to even want to try it. So that was Wednesday. Thursday went okay. Friday went okay. Then we get to today. And today started off so good. It really did. I watched that Ultraman Z special. I was catching up on some stuff online. If you notice, there wasn't a rant video up today because I actually didn't have one ready. I did have one, but I want to have it for next week. And with everything that went on in October, I didn't get a tremendous chance to record and do a crap ton of recordings. So it kind of put a damper on like a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, that was a lot of freaking fun. But, so I took care of a lot of stuff then this morning, catching up on comments, doing some research on some things, working on some stuff. And I decided I'm going to take a trip into the Dollar Tree. I'm going to get some stuff. And like, I'm sure all of you know about my ongoing family crap right now because my grandfather passed away on the 9th of October, and we've been getting shit from some of the family members. Well, one of them decided to stop by today. Not the one that actually cares about us at this point, I can safely say. But this one decided to stop by, got really uppity with us. We actually ended up calling the cops, which there's nothing they can do since he didn't physically threaten us. He just verbally threatened us, and there's nothing that they can do about it. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I haven't felt fear like that since I was, I want to say a kid. Like maybe even in my early teens. I haven't felt fear like that, and I still can't shake it, actually. It's literally clinging itself to me, and it's terrifying the crap out of me. But yeah, so that was that. This relative was basically explaining to my mom and I, not very nicely either, that we have 30 days to get the fuck out. So that's fun. But he's not the one in charge of everything, and the relative that is said that we don't have to go, so now I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore, so now it's going to put my channel back in fucking limbo again, and not to mention my life, my mom's life, and everything else. So, yeah, I've had a really, really great day. I spent most of it literally staring at the ceiling and trying to meditate to just, wash away this feeling that I have following me, and it's not a fucking good feeling, and it's just I don't know how to put it. I really fucking don't, and it's bothering the living shit out of me now at this point. So yeah, this is always fun. So take my advice, boys and girls. If your family if you have a bunch of family members and one of them's getting close to death, get the hell out of Dodge. There's my piece of advice. Find another state and move there. God, it's just not a pleasant feeling. It really isn't. It's really not. I mean, it ruined the mood for the whole day, basically, because my mom and I were, like, really excited. We're like, hey, I got some snacks at the Dollar Tree. We were going to find something really good to watch this afternoon. I was like, oh, it's going to be fun. And then that happened, and that was it. The whole mood for the day was completely shot to hell. And my mom was upset. I was upset. I was terrified. She was almost in tears. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore at this point. And now I just right now I'm just I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore. I really don't. So yeah, I guess we're back to what I was saying last month before I put the follow-up video out. I'm back in flux again. I know I'll be here for at least 30 days. This relative's already threatened legal action, so that's going to be fun. So, yeah, that's going to put a damper on a lot of my plans for this channel. Great. Not to mention the fact that I'm liable to now lose my job since I won't have a place to call home to shower and sleep. Great. All while my store manager wants me to do overnights. Not happening now. No fucking way is that happening now. Not a chance. But yeah, so TLDL, so too long, didn't listen. My life sucks right now. It's going through hell in a handbasket. I'm trying to keep a stiff upper lip and be happy, but when you're terrified, almost shitless, that's kind of difficult to do. But yeah, so that brings everybody up to speed. Yay, fun. Thrills. I'm screwed. So, yeah, let's get into this podcast this week. Maybe I can get a little sleep and try to feel better tomorrow, I guess, hopefully. Who the fuck knows anymore? So, back after 2 years, AnimeJapan 2021 is going to be held in person and online in March. And holy crap, it's pretty cool. So, the public days are set for March 27th, Saturday the 28th, and Saturday the 27th and Sunday the 28th of 2020, with the business days set for the 29th and the 30th, respectively, at the Tokyo Big Sight. Well, it says 2020. It's 2021, morons. Alright, whatever. That's not my typo. That's theirs. So aside from Comic-Con being canceled, AnimeJapan is one of Japan's biggest events for all things anime, manga, and more. And this year, the event was canceled due to the you-know-what, which even YouTube's getting a little uppity about now, But it was just announced that Anime Japan 2021 is happening. The event is set for March 2021, with public days on March 27th and 28th, and business days on the 29th and 30th, as I already stated. As usual, it will take place at Tokyo Big Sight, plus the online component, which I think that was one of the better ideas that's come out of this, is that you can have conventions online, and you can still go to the conventions. In fact, they would probably get more people, because I would assume you could still have to buy a ticket. And it's like you get like a passcode that when you buy, like it's a digital ticket. That's your passcode to get into the site in order to, view it. You have to log in. And that would be my idea of, how they're going to make their money. And that could instantly get them a lot more, funds over time because, hey, look at this. I can get people from all over the world instead of just one particular section. I can get more people this way. The ones that may not have had the money for, airfare and a hotel, now they can sit on their couch and they can stream us on their phone and tablet. That's a wonderful idea. So that means people from around the world can take part, can participate online. And the theme of Anime Japan 2021 is connection. Well, that suits it perfectly. You're connecting both physical and virtual. So here's the official announcement from Anime Japan itself. We are extremely happy to announce the return of Anime Japan in 2021. After the cancellation of the previous edition due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we are coming back to Tokyo Big Sight for the first time in 2 years. Animation can be a source of strength and hope for many in these trying times, and that is why, after many discussions among the organizers, we agreed to hold the event as before at the Tokyo venue. What is more, to reach those who cannot attend in person, they are preparing many new online components as well. This will be the 8th edition of Anime Japan, and the word connection was chosen as this year's main theme, using the number 8 and the symbol infinity, which technically an 8 is if you put it on its side, as our inspiration. We will do our best to make sure the event will also continue from now on. We are counting on the support of all the sponsors and exhibitors, but even more of all, of you who enjoy Anime Japan each year. This is our first step in this new age, with the brand new offline and online Anime Japan. We hope you will help us make this edition a special one. I gotta admit, I'm impressed. And like I said, I think the whole online convention thing was a good idea in response to the pandemic because, look, all you have to do is literally just have, like, the people that want to be at said convention. You could easily just have them set up a display, problem solved. There's your part of a convention. And then you can just, like, have virtual shows, which you could put a little bit of time and effort into making, and boom! You have a whole convention, and all it costs you is a server client for like a couple days to a month. Not a big deal when you could possibly have massive amounts of money raking in there. You could get people from all over the world, not just one particular spot or one particular group of people that, oh, well, I don't really like, traveling, or I don't have the funds to travel, or I'm just not sure about if I want to travel or not. And you don't have the funds for the, the plane ride, the hotel room, and all that other fun shit. Not to mention, the badge and the fact you got to pay for autographs and all that stuff. Yeah, no. You don't have that crap. You don't need that now with the online. Granted, it does take away some of the, I guess, uniqueness, you could say, from conventions. But I don't think people are going to bitch and complain if they can still go to a convention. It's one of those, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't sort of scenarios. But in this case, it's we're damned if we do, but then at the same time, if we don't do it this way, we're screwed over more than they are. They just lose a convention, we're out a crap ton of money. Whereas, look, let's do a virtual convention. They can love the virtual convention, we can make some money, everybody wins. Technically, that's true. Everybody does win. It's just one of those unique feelings that you get when everything just comes together in perfect harmony, right? I mean, 100% wonderful, wonderful harmony. Of course, that doesn't always work out, but still, with the conventions like this, I kind of think it will in the long run. And plus, like I said, I am really impressed by this. The fact that online conventions have just like sprung up tremendously since the pandemic took over, this is really impressive, first off, to me, that we finally gone this route. I mean, in all honesty, I don't see why conventions couldn't have done this a couple years ago with the changing technology. It's, it's impressive. I'm not going to lie. It is very, very impressive. But yeah, either way, I think this is cool. If you get a chance to check it out, I recommend it. I might even try, depending on if it's free or not. I mean, I would assume that it's going to cost something, so they're going to make some money somewhere because they're going to have to. They're going to lose their ass if they don't. But at the same time, I could understand a meh, screw you sort of scenario there. But yeah, this does work out pretty good. I'm very impressed by this. I really am. All right, so Pokimane, or Pokimane, or Pokimane. I think it's Pokimane. Pokimane. Yeah, well, she has put up a new $5 donation cap, and it is sending ripples through the Twitch community. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with who she is, allow me to give you a brief overview. She's a Twitch streamer who apparently took a hiatus for a little bit, basically a break. Literally, as she explained in her message to everybody, she was taking a break because she had not taken one for a long time, and she was suffering a bit of burnout, which I can understand. And a lot of people were immediately going, oh, it's because of all the simps that were pressuring her for sex and money and giving her money for hoping that they could cop a feel and shit like that. And it's like, shut the hell up, all of you. That's my thought. But if you've ever watched Disguised Toast play Among Us, she's usually in there. Usually the first one to either get suspect, the first one to accuse Toast himself, or one of the first few to die. Literally, I've watched so many of Disguised Toast videos at this point, it's not even funny anymore. I just find it completely great and entertaining. I mean, hell, it's like Sherlock Holmes, but with cartoons. That's a better Sherlock Holmes set in space. But anyway, so giving the money to streamers is basically weird, but it's the new era, I guess you could call it. Yeah. It makes sense when a streamer is scrappy, up and comer, for whom even a few coins in the cup can make a difference. I always considered streamers like on Twitch to basically be like those break dancers you'd see on a street corner, or you'd hear about on a street corner, that they have a cup there, and as you walk by and you see them busting a move to, shake that booty now, or whatever the fuck they were listening to, and you would hear that and you'd be like, oh yeah, here's a quarter. That's what I always feel like Twitch streamers are. No offense. No, I mean no offense to any Twitch streamers, but that was how I always interpreted Twitch streaming for the ones that got paid for it. It's like, look, you're doing something and you're basically performing, and they're coming by and they're giving you a tip. It's like a guy playing a piano at a fucking bar, or it's somebody playing a piano at like a McDonald's or something. They're walking by, they're sticking $1 in your cup. It's a tip. That's what I always envisioned it as. So don't get me wrong here. Please don't feel offended by that either. So it can make a difference. So, well, yeah, no shit. I mean, a couple coins in the cup means that you're doing something really, really good there. It really does. So here we go. But we live in an era where big streamers are millionaires. Lucky bastards. With exclusive contracts and brand deals. Again, very lucky bastards. While popular streamers have expressed awareness of this power differential in the past, Imane, Pokimane, Anis, wow, that's actually her name, is doing something about it. So earlier this week, she announced on Twitter that she set a donation maximum of $5 on her stream. So basically, we're playing with broke person's poker. Cool. It's broke person poker rules. Love that. Max bids $5. That's the table limit. It's $5. recommending that fans who want to spend more should instead support growing channels, charities, and treat yourself. While many fans who donate to streamers tend to keep their spending within reasonable limits, there are some that lack, yeah, there are some that lack in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars to be acknowledged by their favorite streamers. In other words, think of it like this, and I really hate to use this example because, again, I'm talking about a female streamer here, but imagine a strip club, and you have a fistful of singles, and you're just showering the stripper with the singles, hoping that they'll come over and spend 5 minutes with you. That's basically what those people are thinking here. Instead, basically, instead of the stripper, you're having a Twitch streamer. And instead of, well, the money's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it, in a way. Again, I really hate to use that as an example, but that's actually an accurate example of this. It really, really is. Yeah, so it's typically a one-sided relationship, though, which, those happen all the damn time. So during the stream the same day, she elaborated on her decision and thanked fans for helping her get this far. Hey, first off, that's really cool. I mean, she's honestly set a limit so nobody can instantly go, here's $50, please marry me. Or, here, I'll pay for your house for like the next 60 years. I mean, there was a comic or a meme I saw online that there was like a streamer or something getting coffee, and all of a sudden it's like, oh crap, I only have like $2 on me, and their coffee was like $5, which you figure for Starbucks actually probably isn't that out of the blue. And all of a sudden you see this person just break in through the window and go, I've got it, I'll give you $100 to your PayPal. And it's like, oh, cool, thanks. Here, I'm just gonna pay with my card. It's like, yeah, it's massive. It's like spending shit tons of money. It's like, what the hell? So, this is what she said, though. I worked with live streaming software company Streamlabs in order to create a custom donation cap of $5 on my channel. I think this might be the first time they've ever done that. I'm not sure. I just really want to thank you guys for supporting me when I was in high school and when I was $20,000 in debt in university to the very, very lucky place I am today, and where I consider anything more than $5 just unnecessary. Hell, I would consider anything more than $5 at this point unnecessary. If I was rich and powerful, $5 would be wipe my ass money. I'm poor and broke. $5 is, ooh, I can buy lunch for the week. I could buy lunch and dinner if I really stretch this out. Nice. I can get behind this. When you're poor, $5 goes a long way. When you're rich, $5 is asswipe money. When you're poor, that's drinks. That's literally, I can get some water, some soda, I can get a bag of chips. I can have lunch for a week. Literally. It's actually kind of scary and sad, too. So she is one of the most successful streamers, though, on Twitch, and donations are far from the only way she's made money. Earlier this year, she cut an exclusive deal with Twitch that sources told Kotaku, apparently, was worth around $4.5 million. First off, congratulations. Very, very lucky. Wish I had that kind of money. Second off, congratulations. You're extremely lucky. Seriously wish I had that kind of money. And third off, I just want to say this. I don't think I've stressed it enough. Congratulations. You are amazingly lucky. Holy hell. That is very impressive, too. $4.5 million, and you actually struck a deal with Twitch. That's impressive. Meanwhile, I have like 200-some subscribers on YouTube, and my life's going to pot. Great. Gotta love it when people are more successful than me. Oh, well, the world still goes around, doesn't it? Yeah. She also has deals with numerous brands as well as her own merchandise. In addition, she has thousands of paying monthly subscribers on Twitch, and she takes a cut of money from ads that roll during her streams. She is basically living the dream here. I mean, you literally just go on, play games, and you're making money. Jesus Christ, I envy you. I really do. I mean, I enjoy watching you through Disguised Toast's YouTube channel when he puts up his Among Us videos and you're in it. I do get a kick out of that, especially when you flip the hell out and you think that he's when he suspects you and goes, "Oh no, it's Pokey." What? Yeah, I love that. Those are some of my favorite moments when you just like flip out on him. They're kind of fun. But yeah, that's basically how you do it. I mean, you don't just get rich off of one particular thing. I mean, merchandising. I mean, hell, Spaceballs, Mel Brooks' character Yogurt in Spaceballs said it best. Merchandising, 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 where the real money from the movie is made. In this case, consider YouTube, Twitch, and all those other platforms, TikTok even. It's basically a movie. Merchandising, merchandising, merchandising. That's where the real money is made. You make lucrative deals, you strike deals. That's where the cash comes in. You invest it, you save it, you make it stretch out a little while longer, and you're actually fine. That's how it works. That's what makes the world go round. Honestly, it does. So, yeah. It's still interesting. But yeah, donations do not make up the bulk of her income. Still, within the Twitch community and on other platforms like YouTube, some have previously accused her of taking advantage of especially dedicated fans who find her attractive. SIMPS. And no, I'm not talking about squirrels in my pants. For those of you that don't get that, it's a Phineas and Ferb reference. Yeah. As they've derogatorily or jokingly called, despite the fact that nobody levels similar accusations at male streamers with dedicated donors who benefit from the same system as, that monetizes parasocial relationships. So in other words, they only seem to go after the female ones because, again, I guess we in the world are just sexist and don't want to admit it. No, I've never watched her stream personally. I don't do Twitch. For those of you out there that don't know, I don't have anything against Twitch. It's just I don't have an account with them, and I don't really want to set one up. So yeah, that's my whole deal. Otherwise, I just watch YouTube because most of the people that are on Twitch are over on YouTube anyway. And in all honesty, I could just watch it on YouTube then. So, yeah. But still, this is kind of impressive nonetheless. But many streamers and fans have approved of her donation cap, with an avalanche of people on Twitter saying respect this decision, while smaller streamers have declared it a long-term goal. Some bigger streamers have expressed interest in following her leads. You're a trendsetter. That's what gets you noticed. I love this. Would be great to have this option for anyone who wants to enable it. Twitch streamer and YouTuber, oh god, what is this? Tucker Jericho Boner said on Twitter. So popular, though controversial, League of Legends streamer Tyler One Steinkamp, I guess, who has previously made fun of his own viewers for donating to him, arrived at a similar conclusion, albeit for a very different reason. I need to do that, honestly, he said. In reference to her $5 donation cap, I'm not going to say her last name because I swear I'm mispronouncing it. During a recent stream, immediately after a fan donated $100 to him, because I cannot stand fake reacting. I mean, people send $100 and I feel like an asshole if I'm not like, oh my god, whoa, that's crazy. People are too stupid not to do that. It's called acting, and in all honesty, it'll get old real fast. But yeah, so this just keeps going on. But yeah, like I said, I find this impressive for a magnitude of reasons. First off, this is basically setting aside the whole stigma that she ended up getting thrown onto her by some of the ingrates that were out there. And no offense, I'm just stating an actual fact. Is you actually read that Twitter post she put up where it said, hey, I'm taking a break for a little bit because I really need a break. I'm starting to get some burnout, which I understand. You had people that were instantly going, oh, it's all the Sims' fault. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Blaming everybody that was giving her money and saying that, oh, well, blah, 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 this and blah, blah, that. They were being really insensitive and rude. Even I was getting a little pissed off at reading them, and I was reading them for a rant video, which it was a requested rant video, but I kind of changed it up a bit because, in all honesty, what they wanted me to rant about wasn't what the thing said. She literally said, I'm taking a break, and that's what it was. It was a break. Everybody needs a break from time to time. We can't constantly do the same thing ad infinitum. We're going to burn out. So, yeah, first off, kudos to you for the donation cap. You are a trendsetter now at this point because, hey, this is going to come back to be a massive idea that so many people are going to jump on and go, you know what? I like this idea. Let's just do the $5 cap. Because it's basically what you call poor man's poker. And for those of you that don't know how to play that, basically it starts off with pocket change. Nickel, dime, quarter, dollar, $5. $5 is the max. I think penny might be the minimum, but sometimes they don't play with pennies. But still, that's basically the max. Yeah, it works. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. This is impressive. I find this extremely impressive. And, yeah, wholeheartedly, it's cool. Way to go. I approve. And, yeah, I think this is a really cool idea. And I hope others follow suit. I really, really do. Alrighty, so the Game Boy is getting a new game. Dragonborne in January of next year. Holy freaking crap. I mean, for starters, the Game Boy to be getting a new game. That is definitely not a name or a phrase you would have thought ever to leave my mouth. Would be the Game Boy is getting a new game. Yeah. This is really cool. Back in the freaking 90s. I mean, this thing came out and it was not discontinued until 2003. And this was Nintendo's answer to handheld gaming, and holy shit did it take off. I mean, you had the Game Boy that evolved into the Game Boy Color, that evolved into the Game Boy Advance, which modified itself to the Game Boy Advance SP. It's technically the Game Boy should have had the backlight in it, the Game Boy Advance should have had the backlight in it from the start. Then it went to the DS, then the DS XL, then the DSi, then the DSi XL, then the 3DS, and the 3DS XL, and now we're up to the fucking Switch, which basically melds the two sides of the Nintendo together. Yay. Okay. But apparently, Spacebot Interactive, an indie game studio from the UK, who are bringing out a brand new Game Boy cartridge and all. It's a brand new Game Boy game cartridge and all. This is impressive. I'm not going to lie. This caught my interest immediately when I found out about it. So, the game is called Dragonborne. It's set to release in January next year. Like I said, pre-orders are open. You can select a ROM only, that's just the digital data, or go for the retro style packaging, cartridge, box, manual, the whole spiel. Or just go for the ROM. It's your choice. Personally, I would go for the whole spiel and go big or go home, man. It's got to go for something, right? So here's how Spacebot describes their game. So get ready for a brand new adventure RPG on Game Boy. Indie developer Spacebot Interactive brings you the eagerly awaited Dragonborne. Travel through the region of Aragon as Chris in search of your missing father, Curtis. Not even joking, that's actually what they're called. The greatest dragon slayer in the region has ever known. Dragonborne is made with GB? Yeah, GB Studio, and features a turn-based battle system, various mini quests and puzzles that you must complete to progress through the game. Write your way to each of the dragon caves to face your fears and overcome the challenges that stand in your way. Are you tough enough to find your father and save the region before the dragons awake from their slumber. The 6 to 7 hours of gameplay, puzzles, dungeons, multiple enemies, various weapons, and armor upgrades, character zapping system, ranking system, depending on how you finish the game, various collectibles, mini quests, multiple endings, and much more. All yours if you pay the price. I mean, I gotta admit, it sounds really interesting. It really does. The fact that it's a freaking Game Boy game in this day and age. I mean, shit. That's impressive. And this game apparently will be compatible with the good old gray Game Boy. That's the original one. The Game Boy Color, which for those of you that ever owned one of those, was a lot of fun. And the good old Game Boy Advance handhelds, which include the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Advance SP. Because once they made the jump to the DS, the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games were no longer compatible. They didn't fit inside the cartridge slot. True story, look it up. But the other ones fit in like a glove. I remember playing a couple Game Boy Color games on my Game Boy Advance. Yep, I remember playing a Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors for the Game Boy Color. I cannot tell you the amount of time I spent playing that game, trying to beat certain boss battles, just to basically scratch my head and luck out. That is one for any of those gaming runners. Can you beat, using only this? That's something for them to try. Be my guest. Go for it. But holy hell. That game was a challenge. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. There is a trailer up in the article. I recommend checking it out. It's freaking amazing. It looks cool. Holy shit. It's a Game Boy game in the year 2021. Come on. That has gotta be retro cool, if not anything. I mean, seriously, I would basically be loving that right now. Now, if we could only get Golden Sun 4, that would be perfect. That'd be great. Okay, so the PlayStation 5 is going to be launching with no in-store sales. And Sony announced this on Thursday that launch day sales for the PlayStation 5 will only be available online through retailers' websites. The announcement noted that Sony made the decision for the safety of gamers, retailers, and staff safe amidst COVID-19. The statement also confirmed that no units will be available for in-store purchases on launch day. So I kind of see this being a nail in GameStop's coffin in a way, because GameStop was banking on these next-gen systems to pull their asses out of the fire. The PS5 set to launch in the United States, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea on November 12th. The console will launch in the rest of the world on November 19th. The PlayStation 5 will retail for $499.99. With the PS5 Digital Edition, which does not include the disc slot, retailing for $399.99. Either way, you're paying basically the same amount of money you paid for the PS4 when it fucking came out, and you're getting slightly better graphics, a system that I still swear to God they stole from GLaDOS, from Aperture Science, and yeah, nothing else. Sure, we'll go with that. What else is new? The PS5 though is going to be getting PlayStation Plus connection. For PlayStation Plus subscribers. The collection will include PlayStation 4 games that will be playable for subscribers. The games include Bloodborne, Monster Hunter World, Final Fantasy 15, The Last Guardian, Persona 5, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Yeah. So basically, your new PS5 that you're waiting around for, you're lathering up your mouth, you're watering, your mouth's drooling, it's only going to be sold online. No in-store at retailers. None. Which means Walmart won't have it, Target won't have it, Best Buy won't have it. I instantly see people getting pissed off at that. Because of that, you can also expect there to be massive outages on those sites like Target, GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart. All of those are going to see a massive overload of their networks, which is going to cause problems. Scalpers will take advantage of this. And you set this up as an idea to protect people and keep them safe. And obviously, you did not learn the lesson from Walmart and Gigawatt. For those of you that don't remember what Gigawatt was a transformer, a specialty transformer that changes into the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Gigawatt sold out at Walmart in a matter of seconds because scalpers were buying 50, 60, 70 of them because Walmart never set a limit. And all of them sold out just like that. So obviously, we are no longer learning our lesson anymore from how scalpers operate. You know they use bots. You know they search for pre-orders. You know when the pre-order hits, the bots are automatically there bidding on behalf of the buyer. You slimy, slimy bastards. And in this case, with no in-store sales, you know that all the units are going to be sold online. That means that come launch day, there's going to be a massive overload on the network of all the bots going off at one time to nab a pre-order. I don't see this ending well. This is going to crash some networks. This is going to crash some sites. This is going to hurt big time. Whole freaking heartedly is this going to hurt. And again, all hell just keeps breaking loose. Everything keeps going to shit. And for what? The PlayStation 5. Sony's answer to a question nobody asked. Seriously, what is the difference between the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4? What are the differences? Somebody out there tell me. Because from where I'm sitting at, it's virtually the same console. It's just a fresh coat of paint, a different design, but it's virtually the same console. So tell me where the difference lies. I'd like to know, because somehow I'm missing this. I'm not grasping where this massive thing is that's supposed to make sense here. It doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing something. I don't know. Okay, now I have to admit, this thing is pretty damn cool. Even I found it impressive. So, apparently a company over in Japan has come up with a Godzilla humidifier. Apparently, some Japanese researchers have sort of concluded that humidifiers in the winter could help fight against COVID. Apparently. Don't know how true that is. Don't really care to actually do research myself because it's not really determined to this topic. This is basically humidifier. And Japan is also coming out with a Godzilla humidifier. And that's what I like, the Godzilla humidifier. I just want to talk about the Godzilla humidifier. I don't give a crap about the reasoning behind why they're making it. I just want to talk about the Godzilla humidifier. So you have the potential of being an otaku and keeping the air less dry. Because this thing kicks ass and takes names. It literally looks like a chibi Godzilla, and the vapor comes out of its mouth. It lights up. It even makes some sound effects, and it does the Godzilla roar. It has been made before. The new version called Burning Godzilla, King of Humidifiers, is based on Godzilla versus Destroya film from 1995. Sorry. So this is actually pretty cool, and this is the newer version of the humidifier. So, in addition to dehumidifying, this Godzilla plays 5 different scores from the movies. You can also have some really intense fighting music going on while he shoots his moisture into the air. A special orange glow also gives the moisture a fiery look. So he looks as if he's blasting like real Godzilla. And of course, he makes the infamous Godzilla roar scream. It's going to be up for sale later this month in Japan. Oh boy, I kind of am curious how much this costs, but no, I didn't see a link anywhere. Oh, I didn't see a link anywhere, but God knows I really want one of these things. It looks so cool. It's a Godzilla humidifier. This thing is cool. It looks so badass. It's just like, it just shoots out freaking smoke and the steam and the moisture. Oh my God, this thing looks so cool. I cannot tell you enough how awesome this looks. I really can't. Holy crap, this thing looks cool and amazing. Jesus. I mean, it does. There is a trailer for this. You gotta check out the trailer though. It's really cool. It does make the sound effects. You have like the Godzilla scream, the roar. You have like some music playing. I think the one's actually the Godzilla theme, that dun 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 thing, but that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna do it here. I don't want to get copyright strike, but it's like this is really interesting. But yeah, I mean, this is cool. Like I said, like a chibi Godzilla. So even if you don't want to use it for the humidifying thing, you could literally have this be a monster that's going up against, like, say, your other figurines. Like, you could literally have Voltron take on Godzilla. You could have, you know, Dangaio taking on Godzilla. Godanner could take on Godzilla. Hell, Gurren Lagann could take on Godzilla. Of course, Gurren Lagann would win, but that's neither here nor there. But I really was just curious, like, the cost for this thing, because you figure this would have to be a decent price for what it does. I mean, it's got 5 different sound effects from the movie, the roar, the scream. If you throw those in as separate, that's 7 sound effects in all. The orange glow, and the fact that it's a humidifier. Humidifiers already aren't exactly cheap, so factoring all this in, my best guess would be, at least a fair estimate here in the U.S., dollar-wise, maybe about $100, I would assume, because you also have to realize that you're paying for the branding in this. This is a Godzilla item, but I just don't know how much it costs. There's no actual, you know, there's no actual, you know, price tag on this, and it kind of bothers me that there isn't. I really want to know how much this costs, but nobody has one up. There's no information, but the fact that we're getting a Godzilla one is impressive. Now, if this would have been Mechagodzilla, I would have been extremely excited. I loved Mechagodzilla. I thought Mechagodzilla whooped ass, took names, and was amazingly cool. So it's not Mechagodzilla, so that does kind of bug me a bit. But if it was, that'd be cool. Probably like having it coming out of the chest plate, be like the Absolute Zero from Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. It's like, look, Godzilla's firing the Absolute Zero, or Mechagodzilla's firing the Absolute Zero, and then boom, that's where the humidifying air comes out of. That would be impressive. Maybe that's an idea for like version 2, you know, the next version. But no, this is really cool. Like I said, I do find this thing amazing. This is pretty accurately impressive, amazingly cool, and overall it is just 100% freaking amazing. It really is. Beautiful as all hell. Beautiful like you wouldn't believe. I mean, holy crap. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, there's a Godzilla humidifier. And I'm like, holy shit. I kind of want it. I mean, I'm poor, but still, I kind of want it. But it is, like I said, it is kind of neat. And if you do get a chance to check out the trailer and the article, I highly recommend it. I watched it. It's really cool. It just gives you like all the details that it does. It plays the sound effects, shows the steam coming out, shows the orange glow of it. Though the orange glow does kind of seem kind of weak. So I'm guessing that the LED or the light might not be that great. But still, it's not a bad... it's really not a bad product. I gotta admit that. It's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool, pretty interesting product there. I approve. I highly approve. Alright, now I have to admit, this one definitely caught my attention. Just for the sheer weirdness of it. So, Sega is asking 650 employees to voluntarily leave the company because of losses. Now, for those of you that are thinking, oh, this is like Sega. Yeah, it's Sega Arcades in Japan, and they took a major hit because of the coronavirus, social distancing, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's such a big hit that it's hurting the entire company. Sega's parent company, Sega Sammy Holdings, is asking some of its employees to voluntarily leave the workplace. In other words, it's like, get out if you want to. If you don't want to leave, that's fine, but we need 650 of you to vamoose. So according to reports, Sega has recently lost about 21.7 billion yen, about $206.7 million American. And they're cutting executives' incomes and want to have 650 fewer employees in order to cut their losses. Right now, they have 9,051 employees, but it's not the employees' fault. There's a pandemic, so Sega is trying to help the people who choose to leave. And this is the part that I enjoy, because I don't see a company that, first off, I don't know of any company that's ever cut the executives' incomes. Most of the times, companies will increase them by screwing over the other workers. So that's incentive right there that they're doing this the right way. But then there's this. So the volunteering employees will be provided a severance package and also re-employment assistance for those who will be seeking new jobs elsewhere instead of retiring entirely. So in other words, if you're volunteering because, look, I'm old, I want to retire, don't. It's basically what they're saying. It's like, oh, if you want to, be our guest, but if you're young and you're retiring and you're willing to find another job, we'll help you out. And on top of that, you get a severance package. Which, I mean, okay, granted, it can't be much. Granted, this whole being said, but it's still got to be pretty cool. Although, every time I ever think of people with severance packages, I instantly get taken back to that King of the Hill episode when Hank lost his job when Megalomart started selling propane and everybody gets screwed. And then all of a sudden it's like Buck Strickland lets him go and Joe Jack's like, well, make a basket out of your shirt, honey. As Buck Strickland goes, well, I can't give you a severance package, but I can let you have 5 minutes alone with the supply closet. And it just made me think about whenever like office buildings and that start firing and laying off people. It's like, what's the first thing that gets ransacked? Supply closet. Why do you? I guarantee you, somewhere in the world there is a person that worked at so many office buildings that either closed up, merged and closed, or just plain old disappeared off the face of the earth, that they let off a lot of employees, and they have an entire drawer filled with sticky notes. There's like a closet filled with pens. I guarantee it. Somewhere in the world there is someone that has that. But yeah. So Sega wants their employees, though, to answer them by Christmas, December 25th. The leaving employees would still stay on until February before having to go elsewhere. So basically, they want to know by Christmas Day whether or not you're going to be voluntarily leaving our company. The 650 people that we need to go need to let us know by the 25th of December. And then, so basically that's a nice little Christmas package, a nice little Christmas present. It's like, look, I'm voluntarily leaving. Here's your severance package, and we will help you with a job acquiring, re-employment. We will help you find it. And they would stay on until at least February, so they have at least one more month of work before, at least 1 or 2 more months of work, and then, boom, they're gone. It's like, holy shit. But still, that's actually not a bad concept. But that's what I kind of like about this. I mean, how many companies are willing to not only give you a severance package and help you with job reemployment, but have also cut the executives' incomes to help, save their ass? Like I said, most companies, whenever you hear, oh, this company is going belly up, but the executives and CEOs have suddenly gotten a massive fat pay bonus. Here it's like, oh, well, Sega's arcade's going down the shitter. Look, we're going to cut the income of executives. Sorry, you guys are going to be taking a pay cut, and hey, we need 650 of you to voluntarily leave. You'll get a severance package, and we'll help you with job reemployment if you wish to stay on the working force. That's fucking amazing. I mean, like I said, I don't know of any other company that would do that. That is really cool. I mean, it has some drawbacks. It has to. Nothing in this world is ever that good without a catch, but still, you have to admit, that is impressive. But the fact that Sega has to do this, okay, people are losing their jobs, but they're voluntarily choosing to leave. It's not like they're being shoved out the door without a say in it. They actually can make the decision for themselves. Do I want to go or do I want to stay? And in all honesty, they could just go, no, I want to stay. And then somebody else that does want to go will have a chance to go. It does happen. There are people that, get up in the morning and go, man, this is a soul-sucking job. And they go there and it's like they just look for an out, either winning the lottery or finding another better job or turning like their hobby or their passion project into a career. And yeah, all that shit does happen because that's what goes through a lot of people's minds. Then once, their out comes, they're going to take it. In this case, Sega is basically giving them the out. It's like, look, if you want to leave, leave. That's fine. But if you do want to leave, you'll get a severance package. As you're voluntarily leaving, we'll give you a severance package. And we'll even help you with job reemployment. We'll help you find another job. So, like, we won't screw you to the world. I mean, Sega is basically, at this point, like that kind and, wonderful mom. It's like, look, I'm not mad at you, okay? You just can't do that anymore. Now, here's a cookie, okay? And after dinner, I'll help you fix it, okay? But, yeah, here's a cookie. Go watch TV. That's basically what it feels like Sega's doing. And, like I said, I can get behind this. I think Sega's doing a good thing here. I really, really do. But still, it does have its drawbacks, of course. I mean, there are jobs being cut then. But on the upside, it's a unique idea. I won't lie with that. I mean, then again, this is coming from a country that had a bathhouse that had manga stolen, and instead of calling the cops, made a passionate plea for it to be returned, and it was, only to find out that they were marked in the first place. Pieces of information that need to be given out into the world sometimes really need to be given out into the world sometimes. Seriously, they really do. Alrighty, everybody, and that's going to pretty much do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully I have a better day tomorrow. Hopefully, like when this goes up, I'll be having a better day. Hopefully things will start improving, but hell, who am I kidding? They probably aren't going to be improving. I am up shit creek without a paddle. But anyway, enough about my horrible life and the shithole that it is. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. I can still do the November Q&A, so don't forget to submit your questions. Please have them in the Monday, the week of Thanksgiving. I will try to get it up on Thanksgiving, I hope. Hopefully nothing will happen to change this. So if it does, I will let everybody know. Like I said back in October, if something changes that affects this, I will let everybody know. But, please keep that in mind. And above all else, like I said before, thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast. Thank you so much for your loyal subscriptions. Hopefully my channel brings you some joy. If it doesn't, I apologize. I keep trying to make it better, but who knows if I'll ever get the chance to do that at this point. Things might go the way they're going. I may not have a chance to ever do this channel again. If that does happen that way, and we end up having a part, then please remember that I brought you some type of joy. Whether or not you hated me for ranting about SpongeBob, or you were pissed off because I, badmouthed something you loved, just keep in mind that I somehow gave you some entertainment. Somehow, some way, and in some form. You either hated me or you liked me. In all honesty, I can take that. But I'll be here next week on the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. I'll be doing this until I'm no longer able to, and I stand by that. So until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This has been the Absolutely Completely Random podcast on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Thank you all, and have a wonderful week, a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, take care of yourselves. Bye, everybody.